Hello everyone, this is Vortex. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance. In our last episode, we slowly made our way through the Dark Elf's magnetic cave. We had to cut our way through several new enemies wearing only light armor and using non-metallic weapons thanks to the magnetic force field surrounding the cavern. We also picked up some treasure along the way, and hopefully you found some of those items useful in your trek through here. Now, here we are in the crystal room, and there's the Dark Elf guarding his precious Earth Crystal.
Must have the precious.
Uh-oh, I'd say that the Dark Elf is just a little obsessed with that crystal. Well, it's time to slap him on the hand and take it away from him, so let's step forward here and confront the Dark Elf. The Dark Elf says, "I commend your effort, but your excursion ends here. You will never get the crystal. You cannot defeat me with those weapons." Yang says, "We shall see about that." Tellah says, "Let's see how he likes my magic spells." So let's get into a scuffle with the Dark Elf here, and whoa! Dark Elf looks familiar. Hey dude, do you have a long-lost twin brother named Astos? Yeah, he looks like Astos in Final Fantasy I, doesn't he? Well, it's time to just start wailing on the Dark Elf, I guess. Have no choice but to use the weaker weapons for the most part that we're equipped with. We still have Yang's claws, thankfully. But Cecil has no choice but to just lob arrows at him. And Sid's just going to use his weak wooden hammer. I guess we can try using a high-level black magic spell on the Dark Elf. Let's use the Blizzaga spell on him. See if we can turn him into an elf sickle here. Tellah casts Blizzaga and doesn't do much damage at all. Only 360 points of damage. Now the Dark Elf's going to retaliate with Thera, hey, Thundara, and Blizzara, all three in a row. That's not fair. Whoa, he took out two of my party members, and Cecil and Yang are barely left standing. And now he gets to use a tornado spell on both of them. We stand no chance at all with that brutal attack. How in the world can he be so strong? Well, it looks like our party members are going to start dropping like flies after those brutal hits. Cecil says, "If only I could use my sword." And he drops down too. Well, meanwhile, back in Troia Castle, our spoony friend Edward realizes something is wrong. Edward says Cecil and his friends are in danger. And he tries to crawl out of bed, but he doesn't get very far. He's still pretty weak. The nursemaids rush to his side to help him. They say, "Where are you going? You're in no condition to move." Edward says, "I'm fine. I just want to get my heart to..." The nurses say, "Please, get back in your bed, you spoony bard." But Edward just coughs and says, "I must help them." So this frail shell of a man slowly makes his way to his harp, makes it over there, picks it up, and starts playing a familiar tune. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, the twin harp sounds the melody from Edward's harp. And looks like even though everyone's laying there on the ground nearly dead, they can hear that tune. Yang hears it, and so does Tellah. He says, "This melody." Cecil says it's Edward. So the tune from Edward's harp makes its way into the depths of the magnetic cave thanks to Edward's twin harp. The Dark Elf hears the tune too, and he doesn't like it. What is this torturous sound? And the melody starts dispersing the magnetic field. The party can hear Edward's voice too. Edward says he cannot control the magnetic field while I am playing. Now, draw your sword. So that gives everyone motivation to stand back up. Cecil says, "Right." So now, with Edward playing that tune, the magnetic force field has been dispersed, and all the metallic weapons and armor can be re-equipped. So now if you didn't get the twin harp before you came through here and confronted the Dark Elf, it would have already been game over for you, but Now that the tune is playing, through the twin harp we can re-equip all those good weapons and armor. So I'm going to take just a moment here, re-equip all of that stuff, and once I do so, I'll meet back up with you. Okay, I am back, and as you can see, I now have Cecil re-equipped with all of his paladin equipment, including his Sword of Legend. Also went ahead and re-equipped both Yang and Tellah with the silver armlets, and I left Sid's equipment as is. But the biggest change is Cecil can now use his sword again, so the Dark Elf should be quaking in his boots. Is the Dark Elf wearing boots? Well, maybe not, but still, he should be quaking nonetheless. So let's go intimidate him here and push him around again, and he's going to lunge at us. So we're going to get a second chance in this battle with the Dark Elf here. So this time we get a full complement of metallic weapons and armor, so I don't think we're going to have to worry as much about this battle. We're definitely not going to have to worry as much about his Fira Thundara Blizzara attack. Just be wary of his ability to use the Tornado spell on one of your characters, and of course that will significantly weaken you. And that can be a problem, especially if he attacks with the Fira Blizzara Thundara combination shortly thereafter. So you'll just want to be sure you cure up a character that gets tornadoed. I believe he can also use an attack called Whisper, which can turn a character into a pig, and that can be quite annoying. He does have a lot of HP. He has 23,890 HP, but I don't think that's going to be anything to worry about either, because we're going to do lots of damage. Since the Dark Elf is weak against weapons and Cecil now has his Sword of Legend re-equipped, so we're just going to concentrate on physical attacks again, so let's get started here. He's going to immediately throw his triage of elemental attacks back at us, but as you can see, it does far less damage this time. And let's see, wow, yeah, Cecil does tons of damage there. So really nothing to worry about. We can even have, oh, let's see, I thought that was Tellah's turn. We'll go ahead and have Yang attack with his claws there. And we're going to have Tellah just in time use the, let's have him use the Kiraga spell, I guess, on Yang, who just got tornadoed there. There's Kiraga right there. And Yang is now standing back up again. So we're just going to keep waylaying him here, and Edward's going to keep playing his harp in the background there to keep that metallic force field at bay. Uh-oh, there's that Whisper attack, but fortunately it didn't turn a character into a pig. That's happened to me before, and that's always quite annoying when that does happen. Usually the triage of elemental attacks will only do double-digit damage, so the healing staff should help recover against that. Uh-oh, the Dark Elf says, "Say your prayers," and he transforms himself into a Dark Dragon. So, yep, after a while of beating up on the Dark Elf with weapons, he's going to transform into the real boss monster, which is the Dark Dragon. Just watch out for the Dark Dragon's physical attack. It can really pack a wallop, especially on someone who may have low HP after being tornadoed, or especially Tellah, who has naturally low HP to begin with. Look out for the Dark Dragon's breath attack, which can do moderate damage on all four of your characters. Really though, this is going to likely be a simple battle because weapons will do a lot of damage. The Dark Dragon only has 3,927 HP, and if you really want to take the easy way out, just have Tellah cast Tornado on it. It will more than likely work. Then you can one-hit kill the Dark Dragon afterwards, but I don't know, that just seems like that's going to make this battle way too easy. I think I'll add a little bit of challenge and not use that method. I think I'm just going to take the harder way out, so to speak. I'm just going to have everybody use their weapons, but still though, you can see the Dark Dragon is pretty weak against weapons, so even so, this is going to be a pretty easy battle. Let's see if Tellah's Blizzaga spell does more damage this time. Uh-oh, there's that Dark Breath attack. Uh-oh, it looks like Yang is almost down and out for the count here, and there's that nefarious glitch, so I'm going to have Cecil defend there. Let's go ahead and use a high potion on Yang there, I guess. Get him standing back up. And he's already nearly back down again. Well, fortunately, we've got some high-level cure magic here, courtesy of Tellah. So I'm going to have him use that on Yang. And really, though, I think we're nearly done with this battle already. Maybe another round or two here. There we go. We defeat the Dark Dragon the hard way. We get 5,000 gil. And we get 1,500 experience points. And Sid gains a level. And Cecil gains a level. And he learns the teleport spell. Very cool. The Dark Elf says, "This cannot be. With the crystal, my eternal life. And he dies. And Cecil says, "Thank you, Edward." Yep, Edward saves the day, so we can step forward now and take the Earth Crystal back. Very cool. So we now have the Earth Crystal in our possession, and we should be able to use that to save Rosa's life. It's kind of a bad trade to have to make, but better Rosa than the crystal, I guess. So let's go ahead and exit the crystal room here. Now, you might remember that we obtained an item called an emergency exit last time. Also, Cecil learned the teleport spell. You can also use that to teleport out, but it seems like I always get a ton of these items in my inventory and I never use them. So I'm going to use the emergency exit to make my way out of the magnetic cave, and I can say goodbye to this place. So we teleport out, and there's our trusty Chocobo, the black Chocobo, still faithfully waiting for us in the forest here. So let's get on the back of our fine feathered friend here, and he's going to give us a lift back to the Chocobo village. Very nice. So we're back, and actually what you can do is, if you want to cure your characters, you can have Tellah use his remaining MP to do so. And then you can talk to the white Chocobo and he will recover all of your MP for you. So I'm going to take care of that real quick, and then I'll be right back. And hello again, everyone. As you can see, my party has been restored back to full health, and we are now back on the overworld. But before we head back to Troia, there is one thing I'd like to do real quick. I'd like to take a look at the bestiary entry for the Dark Elf, and we can actually get to it sooner by scrolling up, because the entry for the Dark Elf and his counterpart, the Dark Dragon, are way down at 199 and 200, right below our last boss, Bagan, and both of his arms. So the Dark Elf is number 199, lots of HP. But after whittling enough of that off, he transformed into the Dark Dragon, number 200, with much less HP, thankfully. So, pretty easy boss battle. And speaking of the bestiary, there is actually one more enemy I would like to fight here on the overworld on the way back to Troia. You might remember in our last episode, I annotated that I missed the Hell Needle, which is number 53 in your bestiary list. That monster is available on the first floor of the magnetic cave. I just never did run into it there. But it is available here in the forested area between the Chocobo village and Troia. It's also available in the Mithril area. So I'm going to wander around here for a little bit until I run into that monster, and once I do, I'll demonstrate that battle for you. Well, that didn't take very long. I ran into the Hell Needle right away, and as you can see, I'm fighting 3 of them here. And they were also joined by 2 tree ants in the back, which I've already dispatched, so just got the 3 Hell Needles left. Looks like Hell Needles have 398 HP apiece. They have no specific weaknesses. They are resistant to Mini and Toad. Just watch out for their needle attack. Now, of course, they'll counter with needle if you attack them with weapons, but they'll also use it as a normal attack as well. So I guess we can just have Yang use his kick command there to kick through a bunch of those. And we'll just have both Sid and Cecil defend, and we'll have Tellah take care of this battle with his magic Let's have him burn through the Hell Needles with his Viraga spell. See how these overgrown porcupines like that. If they would stop throwing their needles at me. Come on, Tellah, there you go. He's going to fry them up. And we're going to have something to pick our teeth with after dinner tonight. We get 956 skill and 868 experience points for winning this battle. By the way, Yang leveled up to level 22 after that battle, and the party also won a gold needle as a reward for defeating those 3 Hell Needles. And I finally get the entry I've been waiting for. In the bestiary, number 53 is the Hell Needle. And there it is. It's got a lone treasure drop, which is the gold needle. And we are now making very good progress on the bestiary. We're now 28% complete. Alright, we now have the Earth Crystal in our possession, so let's go back inside Troia Castle. Now, first things first, we've got to go thank Edward for saving the day, so let's go back down to Edward's room and say, hey, good job, man. Not bad for a spoony bard. And there he is, resting in bed. And the party gathers around him. Tellah still keeps his distance. Well, not for long. He kind of gets a little bit closer this time. Edward says, you've returned. Cecil says, thank you for your help, Edward. Edward says, there's no need to thank me. Sid says, what I don't understand is how that worked. Well, I just strolled my way over there and picked up the harp and started strumming on it with my spoony hands. That's all I did. Edward says, I first heard that melody back when I traveled as a minstrel. I recall it being a song to remonstrate elves, and I thought it might work. Yang says, we owe you our lives. Edward says, no, I only... Uh-oh. Did he pass out? Cecil says, Edward. But Tellah pushes his way through, and Tellah says, I have long wondered what Anna saw in you, but now I can see it myself. Courage rising from integrity. She was fortunate to have your love. Tellah says, now be silent and heal your wounds. I promise you I shall avenge Anna for the both of us. Edward says, thank you. Cecil says, Edward, I look forward to fighting alongside you again. Edward thinks to himself, he says, Anna, now I think I understand why you did what you did. So it looks like the sage Tellah has at long last forgiven Edward, and we're going to leave Edward here to rest and recuperate. So that's kind of cool that Tellah has forgiven Edward for Anna's death. Alright, well, we now have the Earth Crystal in our possession. So let's go on up here and show it to the 8 clerics on the 2nd floor of Troia Castle. And as we walk in, one of the clerics says, oh, my goodness. And they gather around Cecil. The Earth Crystal! You've reclaimed it! Hurrah! But no sooner do they say that than a dark, shadowy figure looms over the room. I see you have acquired the Earth Crystal. And everybody looks around, but they don't see anybody. But they hear that voice. It's the voice of Cain. Cain says, bring the crystal and board the ship, and I will take you to Rosa. Oh no. So it looks like a deal's a deal. We're going to have to take that crystal to Cain. And maybe he'll take us to Rosa. Will it be a chance for us to save her? Well, we'll have to find out in our next episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IV Advance. Thank you very much for watching today's video, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. This has been Vortex, your host. Have a great day. See you again next time.